Hey y'all, Bohemia with Bohemian Notion Heart Readings, and we are going to do a full moon in Sagittarius reading. My goal is to get back to doing monthlies and weeklies and things of that nature, but right now it hasn't been so doable. But I love to do transits and pick a cards as well, so we're going to get into this. We have fire, water, air, and earth, and at the end we'll have cards that are for everybody, okay? So we are using the Miracles Now Tarot, the Rider-Waite Tarot, World Spirit, Secret Language of Animal Oracle, and the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. Alright, so let's get into it for fire signs. What can you expect from the energies over the next moon cycle, from the Sagittarius full moon? Okay. We have the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Air card, Discovery, and releasing anger from the past sets me free in the present. All right, so this could be a time where you are, hi, thank you. This could be a time where you are, juggling your resources and finances. With this card, I feel like sometimes people are in need and they are worried, but if they see it come up and coming up in the future, they can get a little nervous. But this card can be creative financial management. It could be you deciding, it doesn't have to all just be bills and business and working myself, saving and not spending anything. Like I need to go out and I need to pay on going to a movie. I need to start planning and saving for my trip. I need to put it into something else, because we have this here taking some thought about actions that you want to take, creative passions that you want to take. Could be some movement that you want to get. And it's Sagittarius full moon, which is go, 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 expand your horizons, travel, do something that makes you feel bigger and like you're exploring into the outer world. And so that could and here we go, and discovery. Excuse me. So I definitely feel that more energy. Not that you might not have to juggle finances. I know everyone has that going on at times, but I feel like this is you realizing, wait a minute, it's doable. Like, let me put something away for myself that's for fun. That's for, maybe you're putting it towards a workshop or some kind of learning or tutoring or something, because Sagittarius also rules a higher knowledge and education. And maybe that you see on Instagram someone you follow who always has some kind of webinar that you want to join, something you want to experience, a retreat you want to go to. So really start thinking about that and putting some money behind that passion, basically, is what I'm seeing. If you need to buy some new tools for your creative arts, something of that nature, feel free to do so. Now, I do see a lot of anger being worked through, so this can be a thing with fire signs. So releasing anger from the past sets me free in the present. And so I feel that very much so. I see some deep communication, but it can just be thought with yourself, alignment, breathing, and intention. So really, it's amazing what doing breath work can do, as I realize that I need to do some now. So some of you might really explore that. Of course, you could go to yoga or something of that nature, martial arts, they teach you breathing, or just looking up, videos here on YouTube, but really getting in control of your breath, your breathing. If you're starting to feel like you can't be as mobile as you want to, or if you're feeling like your anger is getting the best of you, that can be something that's way, breathing from the belly, something that's way more useful than you might think, giving you way more energy and access to yourself as you move forward. Because I'm seeing that you don't want anything to inhibit your actions, your activity, what you're wanting to do and create in your life. Okay. I do feel like there are new opportunities for steamy, sensual situations if you are open to that. Some of you might be juggling more than one person or have the opportunity to connect with more than one person. And I'm not seeing that it's a bad thing or that you have to to necessarily decide right now. Just experiencing, they could be vastly different, vastly different. You know, when I'm getting Capricorn energy, you could be another fire sign, and air sign are the signs that I'm seeing. So air would be Aquarius, Leo, or sorry, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Fire is Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, and then I'm seeing Capricorn energy. So you might have two different kind of people, maybe, or you could have a person at work and a person, you know, who's just, you know, on the local, on the scene, who's there. And so I would say, you know, don't worry about, unless you're already committed, you know, don't worry about having to seal the deal over this next moon. You might want to just, you know, we have discover here. And there could be things that you are learning about yourself from this person. This could be a person who does have all of these qualities in their chart as well. That's possible. So they're like they're like dealing with two or three different people. So, and that would keep you guys interested. You guys need to be kept interested. But yes, discovery is here. We do have some relationship energy there. So really making sure, I feel like that's the thing. Like you don't want anything blocking you anymore from feeling like you can connect with yourself. I feel like it might have been a minute for some of you, a hot minute before you were able to just dang, can I just have my thoughts to myself? Can I be me? Where's myself at, you know? And so that could be where some of this anger is from, where you're just like, I need everybody to just step back. Like, I don't want any more demands on my time or energy. Like, I need to feel free. I need to feel a bit free. So really give yourself space for that, because you do. Fire signs, you need that. You need to clear the brush sometimes and feel like you can express yourself. You can be active. You know, you do need to feel like you can live in the moment. And if you want to boom, go somewhere, you can do it. So this is about giving yourself that ability to do that. Mobility being a big thing. Trying to really make, so if you need to you know, maybe some of the investment that you need to do is with a car or some kind of transportation. Like, this is saying, make sure that you're mobile, make sure that you can get up and go as much as possible. If you're like, well, I can't buy no car right now, you know, look at the mega buses, or you know, Lyft, or whatever it is. Like, make sure that you're not feeling stagnant, and that you're not feeling like you're trapped and you can't go nowhere. And nobody should be treating you that way, basically, because the anger is going to come in if that happens. And that's why, because anger is like, okay, that's a boundary I don't want. Creative activity looks very, very good. Business, I feel like you can have some brilliant ideas coming in at this time. So I would say implement them, or kind of record them. This is the time that you actually might have a lot of creative inspiration, a lot coming in. And you might think, oh, I'll remember. You know, I told my best friend we're going to remember. But it's like, no, write it down, make it concrete, put it in your notes, and really start. Some of these you're going to want to keep to yourself a little bit until you work on them. It's like you and your spirit guides, or you and your ancestors are the only one who needs to know. So, you know, do monitor what you're putting out there, and make sure, you know, Gemini season can be everybody's trying to you know, be the magician. So watch what you're putting out there at this time, and keep it to the fence until you get it going a little bit, and then you can share it with the people who it's safe with. But I feel like you're going to be having some really good ideas, especially if you're an entrepreneur, or if you are like just really developing your own things, even if it's for a company, but you're like an ideas person. You might be coming up with some things that are really good, so don't be afraid to put that forward when the time is right. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on to water signs, and I will get to that the overall here at the end once we go through all the signs. So for water signs, what will this Sagittarius full moon be bringing for you? And of course, this is sun, moon, rising, so you go ahead and watch your other elements. So water here is going to be Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. All right, so we have the Hierophant, we have the Page of Wands reverse, we have the Fire card, gratitude, and stillness is the key to success. So especially if you have fire in your chart, if you're a fire water person, then I would really pay attention, because there's a lot of fire in the chart. Same with the last one. If you're an air fire person, there was air coming up for that. Okay. So this is a lot about family, particularly there might be a young fire sign person who's young at heart, which most of them are, who is is very important to you at this time. This could also be at work dealing. So there's just fiery people around you, to be honest. So family concerns coming up. You could be dealing with trying to provide for a young person. Some of you got a young person who they're coming up and they just got, whether they got they got too much energy. Like you might be dealing with trying to discipline them. Like, how do I handle this? How do I, like I don't know what's going on. Like this person, they just have so much fire, and I don't know how to balance, educating them and supporting them, and with like how much they need to being put in line at this time. So this is saying more structure, and it's showing, this is a bit of institution. So the way they're being tutored, the way they're being taught, you might get them into, so funny because I was just talking about this with the fire sign actually. So maybe you're trying to advise somebody who has a fire sign child, or they're a fire sign. So this could be putting them into something like that's active, but it's structured. So we had come up with martial arts, for example. So for those of you, obviously everyone's gonna be like, I don't have no kids. But for those of you who maybe you're counseling somebody who has children, or you are thinking, some of you might be thinking of doing daycare or do daycare, and that's just, things are a little wild, they're a little crazy. So if there's full moon, if the young ones get wild, you might have to kind of ask for family help. Make sure you get your time alone. Okay, now some of you are just dealing with people who at work or in family who they're grown but they act like you just want to call their mama. You're like, what? Who raised you? Who raised you? Was it in a barn? So it's saying to bring some fire yourself. So let's see what we say: creation, destruction, beginning, and expression. So yes, here destruction is creation. So you might have to really go toe to toe with somebody and put them in their place. And see, we still have stillness, we still have gratitude. Water signs, you're good with that. You're usually not going to overly pop off. So you might have to say something. It might come to family dynamics where you're just like, look, I don't have to bow to you no more. Like I don't, again, there's, everyone's kind of has that energy of let me be free. Why are you thinking you can control me? Why are you thinking that you can put me down? Now for some of you, I'm definitely getting that this fire sign's another person, and you're wanting to protect them. You don't like how people treat them. You don't like how people talk down to them. So you might be feeling protective over a friend or a family member or someone in the workplace who's really being done dirty. So if it's for somebody else like that, and it's a occurring situation, it is saying to, be still for a second and kind of survey all of it. That person might have some bad behavior that's kind of instigating it. Doesn't mean they deserve what they're getting, but kind of give yourself a moment to like pace it out and make sure exactly how you want to react at that moment. Because then you'll be able to choose, is this a moment to be still and just kind of, handle it in a chill way, or should I really, put more fire on it? But it is definitely saying, water signs, that it's going to be a time of tearing down stuff that you don't want. Okay. I do see road opening. So if you guys do, do that work, road opening up, so that you don't have blockages anymore. The energy of destruction, especially when water signs do it, people can get like, oh my gosh, like why are you cutting people off? Why you man, why you got an attitude? People don't like when water signs get mad. They don't like when water signs say enough about things. But I feel like, it's summertime, it's getting hot out. Water signs aren't going to be playing with that. They're going to be excuse me, using what the fire signs have taught them, basically. So if you're dealing with a tough fire sign person too, that might be why they're there, so that you're getting that reminder to go toe to toe a little bit. I feel like be very ferocious about your business, your finance. If you're doing schooling and you're like, look, I gotta take these summer courses. Y'all aren't trying to do summer courses, but I need to stay focused. Like don't try to tear me away from my work or my goals or what it is that I need to do. You're trying to build up your own family, your own infrastructure. So really support yourself in that. Now we have gratitude with that. So this is all coming from a place of love, and that's the thing that's okay, water signs. So if you're feeling a little bit ferocious, a little bit feisty, as long as it's coming from a place of gratitude and love, you're protecting what is dear to you, what is sacred to you, then that's okay. And that's where that stillness comes from. Like your gut is going to be still. So that could be a little bit of your sign as you're dealing with things. Even as you're going after your passions, sometimes you're going to want to kind of rush off, and it's not going to be the right moment. So connect to your gut. Is your gut feeling still, and that intuition connecting, and you're feeling like, yes, this is right? Or is your stomach kind of like, wah, and you're reacting? All right, so watch out for reactionary behavior during this time in yourself or others, because that could be a thing. But overall, you're only destroying what can be created. So have that in your mind. Like, okay, I'm tearing this bridge down. Do I have, are my own legs running forward in another way that, I'm safe, I'm good, or did I just burn my bridge underneath me? So it's kind of like, watch your cycles of destruction and creation. You're totally being encouraged to do that, but at the right timing for yourself, so that you have success. Look at that big old success right there. All right, so there's definitely success coming, and with that gratitude, it's just going to amplify it, okay? So I feel like this is really good. Now, dating, straight up, watch out. Excuse me, y'all. It's like early morning, my voice is crazy. So, dating, watch out for the ratchet people thoughts and the fuck boys, just straight up, okay? And it sure ain't worth fighting with someone's family or their whatever their established relationship pattern is. Is not worth it, okay? I feel like if you're married too, don't be messing with these people. Maybe you're feeling like, well, I need to feel appreciated. I need to feel like, like, don't look, keep driving. That one that's, hey, hey, green skirt, or whatever. Like, they're trouble. They're trouble. So if you're getting that feel, just go ahead and, pass them by. I feel like this is only a time where you're really wanting someone who is aligned with your goals, with your beliefs. I feel like sometimes, for those of you that are spiritual, you're just like, oh, let me be open-minded and date someone else. And at this time, it's like, no, date somebody, and that's Sagittarius moon. They do want to try new things, but it's saying like date someone who has respect, though. Like, even if, okay, they might be a little bit of a different path, but they gotta respect what you do. They have to, have that gratitude, honoring you. So remember that, because I feel like there's somebody that's gonna come up where you might have attraction, but they're not really respecting who you are and what you want to do. Okay, so watch that in the dating world, because you're building what you want, and that's good. That's good. All right, fire, water, air, fodder. Okay, for those of you who have air in your chart, so this is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Happy birthday, Geminis. Let's see what we got. Ooh, look at y'all. Okay, so we have the Chariot reversed with the Eight of Swords, all right? But then we got the Lion, and we got abundance and confidence. So y'all could definitely be dealing with a Leo, or have Leo in your charts as well. Definitely. Could be a Cancers around you too. So, okay, air signs. The first thing is you have to get, like, you're going to be challenged with your feelings of success, all right, through this next moon cycle. You're going to be challenged with your feeling stuck, needing to expand. So, if you're Gemini's, this full moon is in your opposite sign. So you might, sometimes that's tough. That can be our tough moon. You air signs, you might be wanting to kind of buckle down, or feeling stuck, having your fears come up and being like, man, I don't know if I can really excel that quickly. Like, for some of you, it's almost like you're going to be being pushed to be successful. You're going to be being pushed to step up and become a leader, or put your opinions out, and you're like, but can I just do a poll first? Can I see what everyone else thinks? Like, is anyone going to be hating on me because I'm doing this? So there can be some fear there of actually having access to these goals that you've been manifesting, and it could bring up something you've been working for. Oh, it's okay, it's buffering. Hopefully you can hear me. Sorry if it's cutting out, but it's showing me it's like buffering around. So once you do that, though, so once we knock this fear out, then it's like straight on to your goals. Some of you, watch out for your car. If you've been having car problems, get it fixed, okay? Because that could be some car problems. But for a lot of you, it's like the path will be open to what you've been creating, what you've been wanting, right? We talked about road blocking, or road opening, from the blockages on the other one, and I see that there. But it's gonna come, like, the fears are the key, okay? Getting out of your head. And for some of you, it might not be like, oh, you're shaking in your boots, but it's like your anxiety, it's your doubt, it's whatever's keeping you trapped in your mind, those grown people fears, right? Those worries. It really is inhibiting you. So you might be like, no, but that's just the way I handle life. It's like, no, you got to get a hold on that. So the advice advice instead is, so whenever you're worried and whenever you're having anxiety, or you're going to post a meme about your anxiety or depression, and I'm not talking clinical terms, I'm talking about, sometimes we use those terms very flippantly. And so it's saying, think of power, think loyalty, think leadership, and think family instead. Put those words, confidence. I speak with confidence because the world needs my light. So you definitely have something to offer, okay? You really do. If you're working on chakras, work on your solar plexus. And we have abundance here, right? But look at this. Look at them being worried to take, to go with abundance, to seek it out. But all of that is there for them. So really, yeah, that's like just the main thing. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but that's the main thing, is really believing that you deserve to have this abundance. Now, I'm saying watch out for people who spend your money. Watch out for people who spend your money. For people who have bad habits. If you have bad habits yourself, you want to check that this coming moon cycle, okay? Because I'm seeing money being spent. We have liquor here. We have whatever's going on. Sometimes we spend to keep ourselves in our fears. So maybe we got a big paycheck, but like, I don't know, for some reason we have an issue with abundance, and so we just start slowly spending. Well, let me just order some food. Well, let me just, and pretty soon we're like, oh shoot, I can't pay my bills. And we don't know why, because we had all the money for it, but we just, like, something in us, we're just like feeding this anxiety and the survival tick, right? Of, I'm not supposed to have enough. I'm not supposed to be rolling like this, or we'll spend everything. So there's and it's coming from confidence. It's coming from, the root of it all is knowing that, like, I deserve to drive my chariot and get what I want, and get both worlds, to be successful in all different ways. So meditate on the lion's energy. Now, when it comes to dating, yes, so I see you, like, those of you who are single, I see a person, probably a Leo, or I mean, the Leo energy is so strong, coming in, and this person has some money. But this person, they're gonna miss you if you're not confident. Okay, they like people. They can knock you over with their boldness and with their confidence and just that sheer energy that they have. They're just, little enigmas with their energy. So you want to have confidence, have boldness in your relationships. Know that you're worth it. You might feel like, well, I can't date that person because they're out of my league with their finances. So we want to just, right? Look at that. If we take out that fear, look at this. You balling. Right? You're confident, you're handling your business, you're not letting anybody run you over. You can speak your mind. Like, that's lit right there. So, and that's what we want to work for. But this person, yes, this is someone who, they're not going to kind of, it takes a lot of confidence to be with them, because they're seen, they are, respected, they're known, they might be flashy, they always look good, they smell good. So you might be like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, is this person loyal? Like, how do I deal with this, being with this person? Now, this might be you. So for those of you who, you're like, nope, I handle my fear issues, I'm not going to let anxiety take me down, I'm managing it, I'm doing what I need to do. You're looking good. Like I said, you're smelling fine. Your confidence is contagious, and so that is beautiful. Stay on that. Stay on that. As long as you stay where this card, the Chariot, does remind us, keep your remember why you want to live the life that you do, so that you stay respecting yourself and others, and not just chasing a goal, basically. But as long as you got that, once you get rid of your fear, air signs, you're looking phenomenal. Yeah, can't touch it. So I'm glad for you guys. Be bold in your workplace. Be bold when it comes to your finances. Marketing yourself is your quickest way to money, okay? Putting yourself out there, showing who you are, be seen, quickest way to success in dating at this time. All right, air signs, I like seeing that. I'm happy for that. Yay. All right, earth signs. Those of you who have earth and sun, moon, or rising. And if you have predominant earth, like in the rest of your chart, like when I was doing fire, I was thinking of, or water, I was thinking of someone, they have like, 3 or 4 other planets in water, even though it's not their big 3. So they're like a fire sign. So if you have a lot of one element, go ahead and check your other element as well, even if it's not your sun, moon, or rising. All right, earth signs, pieces in my pulse, self-worth. We have Gecko here, 3 of Swords, and the 9 of Swords. Okay. All right, loves. Now, some of you are really working on healing some heartache from the past. So you might, and some of you might be like, maybe it's your rising, and the rest of your reading is good, but it might be coming up for some reason. Okay, it might be coming up for some reason where you're having some stuff like, dang, I thought I was over that and now it's hurting. Now, some of you, you're just flat out going through breakups or, other kind of heartache. It doesn't have to be in a relationship. It could be something else going on with family or whatever your pain is. So it's the issue of self-worth is going to come up for you and see how are you healing this. So others have wounded you. What are you doing with that wound, right? So here they're setting up crying, but over here there's a throne. So it really is pain management. Like sometimes it's, I'm so sorry, it's going to hurt. Things happen in life that's going to hurt. But how are you managing that pain? How are you treating yourself? Are you doing one of those things where you're hurt so you punch yourself so you don't feel it, or, you're doing something else to hurt yourself, basically, that so that you don't feel the pain, or you're thinking you deserve it, or you're beating yourself up, you're keeping it alive in your mind, replaying it all the time so you remember, what that person thinks that you deserve. Or are you doing some positive pain management? Are you doing some real healing? Peace is in my pulse. And it's not saying it's easy. It's not saying that's easy, but to really focus your mind and really align yourself, like, you know what, I need to be healing balm to myself right now because I just got effed up in that situation. And regardless of later, I feel like this is what I feel like later you can worry about the rights and wrongs, right? If you did something wrong, if they did. Right now, what you need is to feel whole. You need to feel whole and to heal. Now, I feel like for some of you, like earth signs, finances, you could be really hard on yourself with finances. So if you made a mistake with your finances, don't be feeling like, oh, I deserve to just be on the streets and people are going to think bad of me now. And, like reach out and get some help, right? You still have self-worth. You still deserve to, have your furniture, have your home, be protected, to be at peace. Okay. And I feel like that you have to remember, like, you're human too. You deserve to be protected. You deserve to feel loved. You deserve, and if you can't get it here, you have to get that healing balm elsewhere, okay? So let's see with Gecko. Look at those beautiful butterflies. With Gecko, synchronicity, optimism, truth, and mobility. So allowing yourself to move forward, and truth, know the truth of the situation. Like sometimes it's so hard to accept that we deserve love or that we deserve to heal. And again, maybe sometimes it's we did something wrong. We're like beating ourselves up, like, man, why did I even, maybe it's you, why did I allow that person to treat me that way? Or, and our friends and family are on us about it or whatever. But, this is saying that the truth is, the greatest truth is, if you believe, this is one thing I got hit with, right? When I was younger, the little Pisces trying to love the world. And one time, Spirit said, like, okay, so you allow yourself to be treated this way, but you're saying that no one in the world should be treated that way, that love, no one should be treated bad when it comes to love. So you're being a hypocrite because you're allowing yourself to be treated bad that way, and you're thinking bad on yourself. And that hit my little heart so, like, whew, when I was younger. And I was just like, man, I didn't even think of it that way. Hi. So show, let's see, I did see fire in the water reading, so I wouldn't be surprised at this time, actually. Yes, so if you missed the water portion, I'd go back and watch once it posts the fire water is there, because there definitely was fire all over that water reading. Although it does look a little messy right now, so check that back, okay? I was responding to her comment right there. So yes, but so remember that if you're believing about love and peace in the world, you gotta have love and peace on yourself, Earth sign, okay? And so just be patient with yourself. If you're getting things together in some way, maybe you're like, I don't know, I feel like love life or people that you love could be getting mixed up in your finances. Remember your self-worth through that. You can help, and you can take care, and that's very kind of you. All right, thank you. Thanks for watching, y'all. So, Yeah, I do feel like it is your own pace though. Remember that, okay? Like this is your piece is your own earth signs. And I feel like you guys have been given. I don't feel like for most of you it's not like you're just being hard asses and leaving people and being stingy. No, for most of you you've been pretty open-hearted. You've been very compassionate in a lot of ways. So, now, for those of you who are being a little crazy, it's saying it's stemming from your self-worth. So if you're cross-watching, you're like, oh no, this earth sign I don't know what she's talking about. This earth sign, they need to do some self-worth and self-love work. And so if you're trying to push things with an ex that's an earth sign, or something of that nature, or you were done really bad, this person, they need to find their own peace. They really do. And so leaving them to that so that they can heal and find that right now, okay? Synchronicities and optimism. So allow yourself to fight. You might be like, no, I just gotta worry so that life doesn't get me again. Like every time I get positive, it just gets me. So let's say no, go with the positivity. Like it's got all these butterflies. Like if the butterfly never thought that they could have, or the caterpillar never thought that they could have something positive, they would never even have the chance to become a butterfly, because who thinks that shit up, right? Who in caterpillar world first thought, you know what, I'm just gonna be a butterfly. Like, someone's gotta think it. Someone has to start with some self-worth and think about that and be like, no, I can handle it, right? I can go through my cocoon, right? I can do this magic and blossom into something differently. All right. And so that took breaking away from the old. That took, changing all those worries into peace. So that's a big thing for you guys. I wouldn't take too much risks financially or in business at this time. I feel like you've done that enough, right? And the same when it comes to relationships and dating. I wouldn't do too much of that. So it's about kind of hunkering down, finding your peace, recouping, and finding your synchronicities, finding your optimism. So try that, okay? If you're getting overwhelmed, earth signs, like in this moment, where's my synchronicity? Because the universe is always talking, right? I always tell people you can throw some rice on the ground, there will be a message there. So if you're getting overwhelmed, if you need to distract your mind, if you're getting a little discouraged, where's my synchronicity? And there's my optimism there, okay? All right. All right, Earth signs. Now, for everybody who watches, for all of us, let's see, we have, ooh, Sybil of Wands with these fire signs. If I want to feel supported, I must support myself. The Eight of Cups and Despondence. So this is a message for all of us for the full moon energy. All right, so as this full moon should, it's telling us, it looks very Sagittarian in a lot of ways, telling us make sure we keep our get up and go. So it's telling you, think like a diva in some ways. Think as the leading person of your own life is always when this card comes up. Look at her. Like, you can't tell her nothing. I love this card. Can't tell her nothing. Like, she sits on the seat of, she's harnessing the energy of the moon, all right, full moon in Sag, and she directs her energy. She directs where she goes, and she is not worried about who's watching her, who puts her on a pedestal, who's gonna ridicule her or throw her flowers. She is focused. She focuses her energy, her chi in the direction that she wants to go, and she knows she has this vision behind her. Like, she already knows, right? Ancient and yet futuristic. She supports herself, and she knows her own intuition and power, right? Look at just blazing with her wand there. So powerful. She has a very strong seat of self. So we talked about with one of the readings, the solar plexus being strong. She definitely has that. So really allowing yourself to know that, like, your path, like, what you want to do in life. And if you don't, like, sit in it until you can feel it in your gut, like, really doing a lot of gut talks about what is right for you. I have gone through all the signs yet, so all the elements. This reading that I'm doing now is the collective for everybody. So once I post it, it'll play back, and then you can watch it for, like, the fire and the water signs and everything, okay? Thank you for watching. Yes, so harness your fire, right? So everybody gets to walk like they're on the red carpet. Okay, so then we have Crow, communication, transformation, story, and universal law. So especially for those of you earth signs who just got watch your synchronicities, definitely watch that. Everyone having Crow medicine. Crow goes and they go and they learn things. Like, they don't forget anything. Like, if you're nice to them, they will always remember. If you do them wrong, they will always remember. So having that mind like a crow so you can navigate to make your moves, okay? Also, they'll go and they'll teach they teach their people. Like, they don't really hide knowledge when it comes to the people that they love, or the other crows that they love, right, in their murder. They will, if they know that somebody's shady, they'll let their people know. If they know someone's good people, they'll let their people know. So communication, so that you can all transform together, right? Story and universal law. So really pay attention to that. And that could be a sign too about if people are good to have around you. If they don't give you a heads up, for negative people, if they don't really, some people are just like, well, that's not my business kind of thing. That's not really what you're looking for right now. You're looking for people who, can share in supporting you and helping caretake socially and stuff. And this, because it says, if I want to feel supported, I must support myself. So it's like you're gonna have to really allow yourself. I'm seeing here, walk away and not just be despondent when it comes to knowing that if people are good around you or not. So it's like, know who your haters are, know who your fans are. If you just know that they don't care and they don't have loyalty, it's time to let them go, because Crow doesn't tolerate anybody who's not loyal. They really don't. So it's like you have to do that yourself. And if that person is not offering you some kind of, feeling like you know who you are with them, that they respect you, that they respect your life and your decisions moving forward, it might be time to at least emotionally pull back from them, if not get them out of your life if they're not serving any purpose at all. Okay, so then that's Sagittarius moon. Sagittarius doesn't really want to mess around with dead weight. Sagittarius does not mess around with dead weight. They want to move forward. They want to be free. They want to have their vision. They want to have, like, they love connecting with people all over the place. But if you're not really doing something for them, they just want to shed that and let that go. They don't. So that's a thing that it can be frustrating with Sagittarius sometimes, but it's good medicine. Each sign has medicine that they teach us, and Sagittarius, teaches us, don't let anything get in the way of your freedom, right? And so learning how to support yourself. Now, for some of you who've been like, man, I want to travel, I want to do certain things, learn to support yourself in a way that is mobile, in a way that's your own, like, being like your side hustle, your entrepreneurship or whatever. Make it so it's mobile, so you can kind of do it as you go. For some of you, that's very important right now, and that needed to be said. There is a way to do it, but you have to do it on yourself. You can't be waiting on somebody else. Okay. All right, so pay attention to crows when you get them, when you see them, all right? So that is the reading for everybody for the Sagittarius full moon. I hope it resonated or you connected with something. Go ahead and watch it back. Come back later after it's been a while if you see any synchronicities, connections that resonate, and feel free to comment. And I will talk to y'all soon. Thanks for watching.